It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I am back up in Claremont at our son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter Lucy's for her second birthday. Happy second birthday, Lucy. Our son also had a birthday yesterday, so it was just a really great day of celebration. A couple of weeks ago, Claremont got a windstorm to end all windstorms, and I was really concerned about the garden. Also, it's been cold. They've had some nights that have dropped down into the 30s, and I half expected to see some casualties. When I planted this garden, I planted it with the expectation that we would have some casualties and I would have to move some things around. But we haven't. I mean, 99.9% of these plants, I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted because there's debris, detritus, and I just can't with it. You know how I am. But yeah, these plants have thrived. They've been in since last summer, and it is now February. Look at the aeonium sunbursts. I can't even with those. They are so stunning. You know that aeoniums, you know, 'tis the season, tree detritus. It is both bane of my existence and job security. Love-hate relationship. But yeah, there's so many trees in this neighborhood, and some of these leaves are from trees that I don't even know where. I mean, these leaves must have blown a half a mile to get stuck up under these plants. But yeah, I can't start in on that as hard as it is. Let's just do the obvious here. When I look at the plants, I note, and we talked about this kalanchoe last time I was up here, and that it had started to bolt, and it's, you know, pretty well more than 50% done blooming. I won't be back up here for, you know, I don't even know, a couple months probably. So it's time for me to do my thing. Now, this is a monocarpic plant, meaning that after it blooms, it dies. So I'm going to take this kalanchoe down pretty low. And what I'm hoping that I find are pups. You know, the mom, should I get on this side, Hanny?
Sure. But
Yeah.
if not, that's okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, if there aren't pups, there aren't pups, but
They might still pup, even after you cut off the bloom.
yeah, there might, you know, still be hope. So I don't want to pull this out by the roots. It's a young plant, and I'm hoping for babies. So let's just get mom out of the way. And can you see here how that her trunk is hollow? Remember, when she blooms, all the energy goes into the bloom and she dies. So it's just a matter of time before what I'm doing happen naturally. But good news is that she has had some offspring. Yes, she has. I've got 1, 2, 3 little ones. So we'll just clean all up around her. Oh gosh, so satisfying. You know, you guys have said, oh, I could just watch Laura clean up leaves and detritus all day long. Well, here's your chance. While I'm in the neighborhood here, this blue elf had a little bit of dieback, and I will find a bucket to put this detritus in. But anywho, so, you know, I didn't pull out the entire plant. I left all of the roots intact, and I'm quite confident that the next time I come back and show you this garden, this will have taken over, filled out, and you will have never even known that that mama was there. Moving on through, this is Mexican snowball, or Echeveria elegans. Remember, those of you that follow really closely remember that right after my son and daughter-in-law bought this house about a year ago or so, they gave me some pots of this plant because I can't get Mexican snowball down south in San Diego. And it loves it up here in Claremont. So I pulled some potted snowballs from around the back and worked as many of them into this installation as I could. This is a really good time too, you guys, to clean up your echeverias. Because now is the time, it's coming out of dormancy. Echeverias are growing.
Can you lift the front leaves here?
Lift the front.
Yeah,
and all of, you know, last year's growth is just laying there on the ground.
Pull it.
And this is prime real estate for rot. So you really want to get these out of here. It's very, very wet. Ew, look at that. You know, where that leaf was just sitting there, all wet. We could get, you know, rot. So clean that mess up, push your dirt and your rock underneath, provide some dryness for that plant.
Keep it pushing.
Yeah, moving on.
We have a low spot over here.
Ah, yes, we had a casualty because nobody bats 1,000. I think, if I recall, and you guys probably know better than I do, I think I pulled something dead out of this spot last time I was here. But I feel like I pushed dirt or pushed the rock around it. I wouldn't have just gone off and left a hole like that. So we could have had an animal too that came and did a little digging in there. But I went around the side of the yard, and the owner that had the home before my son left a lot of these plastic tubs with various plants in them. And you can see this is neglected. I mean, look at these milkweeds in here. So these beautiful snowballs, I'm going to take some of these. This was such a neglected pot, and now it's going to be front and center. Once again. Okay, pull off the dead leaves. And I'm just going to pop.
A little bouquet in.
Yeah, pop this little bouquet in this low spot right here. Remember, if your succulent stands up, you've done your job. So I'll just scratch out enough soil that that'll pop in and not fall over.
And you could just move the portulacaria to fill in
Yes, and we can take the portulacaria. I really like the minima. I've told you this before. The minima doesn't grow as fast or aggressively as the variegata. So this green minima is really good in smaller installations. Then right here, where that dirt is showing, I'll just rob Peter over here. Throw some pebbles. Remember, we don't want to see dirt. And you would never know now that that was a low spot that was empty and in need of some help. All right, then I was also concerned with the milii. Some of them weren't looking too good. So we're going to look at those again too while I'm here.
It's coming out of it though.
Well, see, that's the thing. Let me go around back and look at that.
You have the one in front that's doing amazing.
Yeah, we have this one is doing great. This one's doing well. This one is doing okay. But guess what? When I came back here, Hannah, our euphorbia trigona has died.
Which trigona?
Exactly. I had a euphorbia trigona rubra right here, and it is toast. Yuck. I don't know. I mean, this,
Well, leave
look
it.
at that. No, I'm not going to leave it. What I'm going to do is cut and see what's going on. And what I'm finding is, other than getting needles in my hands, it's rotten to the core. There is no redeeming this. This is the only branch that is left standing. So I guess because it's kind of hidden amongst the milii, we could leave that one branch on the off chance, because, you know, succulents amaze me every day of my life. I mean, it was really rooted in here. Look at that. Roots look healthy. The soil smells great. It's, yeah, this might actually make it. So I'll just pull out the yucky part and leave that one branch.
Keep pushing.
And we will see what happens when we come back up here the next time. Meanwhile, I will also cut back this part of the milii. It almost, you know, it's so weird that the plants died in just this little area right here. I wonder what that's all about. So again, I'm going to cut this back hard because the tissue's actually really healthy. So this will probably make a comeback. I'm going to leave that one alone. So you just, you know, you have to make decisions. But remember that of all the plants that I know, succulents are the most forgiving. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. The plants will forgive you.
You want to check out your Cameronia?
Yes, let's take a look at the Cameronii as soon as I pull these, what appear to be sycamore leaves, out of the blue glow. Oh, and look at the blue elf getting ready to go off. And this gorgeous Yucca rostrata, the twins, I call it. So pretty. Oh my gosh. And then this Cameronii keeps rooting on me. And I keep taking it out and cutting the roots and putting it back because I wanted it to turn red. Last time I was up here, it was pretty green. It has colored up very, very nicely. I don't want it to get bigger. This is a bush aloe, and I don't want a bunch of baby Cameroniids everywhere. So I'm going to keep up on this. Ooh, came right out.
No worries, yeah.
You see anything?
No.
No roots yet?
Nope.
Fantastic. I'll pull this off.
And put it back.
Yeah. Then I can also clean up. Whee, this is so fun. Ah, my gosh, love it. Take my multi-tool, dig out a little bit more of a hole, and just set that right back in it. We will check in again next time we're up here, and I will see if it has thrown off any roots. Take this opportunity to trim those leaves. Yeah, I mean, the brevifolia is amazingly happy. The blue glow got a little bit of sunburn, it looks like. Little scarring here on the leaves, but
well, remember when we planted it, it did have that too. So it's
that's
growing
true.
out.
Yeah, we were in here in July, so it got a little sunburnt. The Dudleya looks great. And
Yeah, everything's so happy.
oh my gosh, look at this Echeveria over here. I want you to see how this has been underplanted and how amazing it looks. Look at how these elegans, these Mexican snowballs, are growing. These were put in here as cuttings, and this is all, and this is a little platyphylla pink. Everything here has knitted together so beautifully, and these Aeonium sunbursts are insane. Dare I hope that they crest? I mean, you never know. It could happen. But what a great combo. We have the Echeveria, which is, I don't even know what variety that is. Gibiflora. We've got this giant Aeonium sunburst, an aloe blue elf. We've got more Echeveria over here. We've got an aloe nobilis behind it. And keep in mind that this area in the garden right here is pretty shady all the time. Most succulents will thrive with really bright, indirect or direct light. So I knew that these things would be okay, and they are. So look at the mess I made. I'm going to need to find a broom and a dustpan, and I think I'm going to get back to work just cleaning up more detritus. As I was going through and doing this little bit of maintenance, I didn't notice any ants, any mealybug, any aphids. I will not be fertilizing this installation because I'm not interested in things getting bigger. I am happy with them just the way they are. This aloe ferox is going to grow to be 3 or 4 times this size, and I'm in no hurry for that to happen. You want to take a quick look right over here at the Xeriscape? Yeah, now this little bed on, you know, who doesn't have a little corner cutout like this in front of their house? And
water, it looks amazing.
yeah, this gets 0 irrigation. We mounded it sky high, I planted this Aeonium sunburst. I didn't distress the roots at all. That's why this mound is so high and I dry stacked, because I didn't want to disrupt the roots knowing that it wouldn't get irrigated. I wanted it to have all the roots that it could get. So this looks stunning. This is a Dudleyi Bertonia. Once again, this is one of the only natives here. Actually, it's a native to San Diego, but close enough. And it is looking good. It is another one that is summer dormant. So now that it's winter, it's really starting to perk up. And then what do we have on the other side?
Some more nobilis.
Yeah, there's a aloe nobilis and an aloe brevifolia. And that's it. So, you know, something as simple as this, it's so beautiful. You can do this and get on with your life. I hope that you have enjoyed this little walk through the garden in Claremont. Can't encourage you guys enough to get out and do some puttering in your own yards, weather permitting. Thank you all so, so much for following, for subscribing, and for telling all of your friends about me. I also had a consultation today in Laverne, which is just the next town over. So excited to hang out my shingle here in Los Angeles. Oh.
And then you can do your outro.
Oh, you want the beer, Hannah? Hannah wants her beer. It's a party, people. All right, so this has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting from my son's garden in Claremont, California with your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.